Hey there, Internet. R. Felix Finch here, and let's take a look at Worlds Collide NXT and NXT UK facing off for the first time, except for every other time that's happened, and the recent Dusty Rhodes Classic, and any other time NXT and NXT UK have just kind of challenged each other. But you know what? This is the first time it's a pay-per-view theme. First off, we have Finn Balor taking on Ilya Dragunov, and I'm sorry, commentary, Dragunov does not come from the Russian dragon. It comes from the Russian Dragoon, which is with the rifle, the Dragunov sniper rifle is named after. It was a former division of the old Soviet army, but you know what? We're gonna let that go. Just know it doesn't mean dragon. The big question here, though, is if Dragunov is going to be able to get himself over in the US, which has a bit of a less smart audience to NXT UK. Unfortunately, he's a hot commodity over there, so they put him in a real high-profile match, and it's opening strong. It's very balanced between the two. It's a great look for Dragunov, a solid amount of grappling. Goes to the outside. There's a lot of chance for Dragunov to shine here, and exchange and the control seems to bounce between the two, which is a good thing. It's a balanced fight. There's even a great coast-to-coast spot where Dragunov throws Balor in through the bottom rope and gives him a coast-to-coast kind of midway through the ring. So it's not quite a coast-to-coast. It's more of a coast to Colorado. Overall, though, Finn Balor ends up winning by getting out of the way of a Dragunov attack and hitting the drop kick, hitting the coup de grace, and getting that 1916 for the win. I gave this match 3 stars. Good opener, balanced fight throughout, and Dragunov still looked strong in defeat. Next up, we have the newly christened and newly black belt of the NXT Cruiserweight Championship that's going on between Angel Garza, the champion, Isaiah Swerve Scott from NXT, and 2 NXT UK competitors with Jordan Devlin and Travis Banks. Early on, there's a lot of action between the 4 competitors, but the 3 other competitors do team up to prevent Angel Garza from taking off his pants. It's a pretty funny spot. It's weird because the champion is the only one that kind of looks out of place at times here because he does have a bit more of the comedic gimmick, while these other 3 are really serious competitors. This match is just madness. Again, does a great job because, I think it's because it's a multi-man, but it's not an odd number multi-man. There's a lot of continuous action between people, a lot of story getting told between Travis Banks and Jordan Devlin, Isaiah Swerve Scott getting his chance to shine, and Angel Garza trying to protect his championship. It's a lot of fun. It's a very spot-heavy match. Gets a "This is awesome" chant from the crowd. There are so many false finishes that look legitimate. I can't even knock it. It's great. In the end, though, it's Scott by the way, Scott hits an amazing driver by blocking the up and over by Travis Banks, throwing his legs up and just bringing his head down for the driver. It looks great. But Devlin's able to get that Devlin side, pins Scott for the win. Angel Garza just barely misses the breakup. And Jordan Devlin of NXT UK is your new NXT Cruiserweight Championship. RIP Purple Brand. I gave this match 4 stars. Again, chaotic, wild, but a lot of fun. In our third match, we have a tag team match playa featuring Mustache Mountain and the newly reunited DIY. I almost said DUI. None of these guys are in trouble. This isn't the Usos. It's a very UK style opening between Gargano and Bate, who each take turns just exchanging holds, grapples. There's a bit of a slip up in the middle where they both go for the kick and catch, but Gargano doesn't quite catch. Tyler Bate lets his foot down. They shake their hands. It's a very fun spot. They each bring their partners in. Their partners get to have a little bit of fun with taunts and everything. Of course, Ciampa winning a flex competition because, look at that muscular daddy. And then we get aggressive DIY. It is just an assault on the senses by them. It's a bit comedic as well. We see they get to have there's a part outside where Ciampa and Gargano both do the pat themselves on the back spot that Ciampa's been known for. It gets just to be pure craziness. again, just how good Bait and Seven are cannot be understated, but DIY is just perfection in this match. Here's the thing, these are probably the two teams that have the best overall chemistry in both NXT UK and NXT, and they're coming together. They make great adversaries, even though there's a bit more aggressive on the DIY side. They're not fully heels, and there's nothing heelish about what Bait and Seven are doing. Uh, this match has it all. It has submissions, it has hard hits, it has some chops daddy. It is an amalgamation of fights and fight styles in one. There's even a great spot where an airplane spin by Bait is transitioned into a Gargano escape, and Ciampa at the same time puts Bait in the armbar, and both members of Mustache Mountain are able to power themselves up and continue airplane spinning DIY. It's awesome. Bait accidentally gives a lariat to Seven, and DIY is able to set up meet in the middle, but Mustache Mountain counters with a bang and bop. And there's a lot of action to track between these two, but the finish has DIY hitting a meet in the middle on Tyler Bate for the win. Nope, sorry, on Trent Seven for the win. And that's the winners, DIY. This match was 5 stars, just pure fun, and it is a must-see tag match. Unpredictable throughout. There were times either team could have, in my mind, won this match. Just, it's going to be hard to beat. By the way, as we're setting up for this, we do get some shots in the crowd. Earlier in the night, we had the Broserweights and Grizzled Young Veterans bantering back and forth with each other. The bit of craziness comes, though, with Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. They are both, well, actually, Dakota Kai is in the crowd. They bring the camera up to show her, and out of nowhere comes Tegan Nox, beating her down. I see some of Booker students and some of Chris Marval students out there trying to separate the two. The crowd's chanting, "Let them fight." They're just going at it all over the outside of the ring. I think that's the first time I've seen a brawl on the look who's sitting ringside portion, and I loved it. It was really fun to watch. The NXT Women's Championship is on the line as Toni Storm challenges champion Rhea Ripley, and it's yet another match between Storm and Ripley, because we've seen these two battle for the NXT UK Championship. But you know what? It's welcome here. They work well together. Unfortunately, this match had to follow an incredibly exciting match. There is a great spot where Toni Storm suplexes Rhea Ripley and bounces her head off 2 turnbuckles, and the two get into a mid-ring brawl. It's a balanced fight, but Rhea's able to retain after Toni Storm misses a splash and Rhea hits a riptide. I gave this 2.5 stars. There wasn't anything wrong with the match. The match was good, but just the energy level in the crowd, and the crowd was trying to get into it more so during this match, but it was a bit short, and again, it had the crutch of having to follow what was an amazing match. Our main event takes top factions and faces them against each other, with Imperium from NXT UK facing off against the Undisputed Era. There's a bit of an issue in the beginning of this match where there's a double team move performed by both Strong and Fish, and unfortunately it looks like Wolf is looking down and takes a kick right to the goodnight button on the chin and gets knocked out. They pause the match a bit while they get him some help, but they do continue on. It's an unfortunate accident. It happens. But notice, nobody's going online saying, "Oh, look, Bobby Fish knocked out Alexander Wolf. He's so unsafe." When this is the exact same kind of situation that happened with Brie Bella and Liv Morgan not that long ago. So feels a bit double standardy here. I just wanted to point that out. Accidents happen, and again, it's one of those things that is really hard to remember in the moment. I've done it before where I've looked down and caught an Orton punt to the head, and only time I've ever legitimately been knocked out, despite the fact that I was a boxer. Never got knocked out boxing. Play fighting in my underwear? Yes, so there it goes. Undisputed Era uses their advantage, the 4-on-3. Marcel Bartel taking a lot of the heat here. Fabian Eichner pulls out his old cruiserweight moves all around this. It is a pure fight. And when Walter is in there, the crowd is hot. He is in there. He is choppy, the UE. Just bam, bam, hit after hit after hit. It's great. They eventually are able to get Walter to the outside and put him through one of the tables so they can focus on Bartel and Eichner. It just is a constant flurry of action. Undisputed Era doing a great job isolating mostly Bartel. Once Walter does get back in, though, it becomes another hit fest, another slugfest. Walter showing off his power, suplexing both O'Reilly and Strong at the same time. And it just looks wild. And after Cole almost gets a pin on Walter with a last shot to the back of the head, everyone starts flying to the outside. It becomes a chaotic mess of bodies on the outside. But Walter is in the ring with Bobby Fish, power bombs him, pins him for the win. Imperium wins this. Greatest faction in NXT belongs to NXT UK. 5 stars. This match was amazing. I was invested throughout, and they did a great job recovering after a tragic accident, which again was an accident, so hopefully no one gives Bobby Fish too much shit for this, but I don't think they will because he's in the men's division. Overall, this was an A. It's not an A+, unfortunately. That would be like every match being perfect, but every match was really good. It's weird because it could be gimmicky, something like they do with Survivor Series, but the matches felt like they had purpose here. Oddly enough, one of the title matches, the lone title match on this show, might be the one that felt like it meant the least. Kind of because they set Toni Storm up to wanting to come into Worlds Collide with the NXT UK Championship, and had it been NXT UK Championship versus NXT Championship with the women's division, I think that would have probably brought a little more investment into it. The tag match between DIY and Mustache Mountain was amazing. Both tag matches. The 8-man tag you also must see. I guess it's technically more of a 7-man tag, but what you gonna do? And the fine opener with Dragunov and Balor. Also, bold move putting the NXT Cruiserweight Championship on somebody in NXT UK. I'm curious to see how this works out, and also what the news is with 205 Live. But you know, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe to my channel, and buy my t-shirts at friscoflame.com. You can also go to patreon.com/friscoflame and help support me there so I can provide you more content, and there's some exclusive merch you can get only through that website. Peace out, party peoples. I will see you next time for the new beginnings in Sapporo and Osaka. It's NJPW, baby!